Hi guys, Parker Van B from Postabargain here to talk about Defiance today. Now this has been cheap on the site recently. It was at £10 pre-owned from Blockbuster, thanks to Ice Demo for posting that. And then it was £20 new on PS3 for the Ultimate Edition. Now the Ultimate Edition includes a messenger bag, a statue, a season pass, which I believe in itself is worth over £20 just for the season pass. So I think a lot of you picked that up, and that was thanks to Stocko, that one. So anyway, I had already ordered the £10 pre-owned game and it arrived the other day, so I thought I would put up a first impressions video of it, so you can decide if you want to break open that Ultimate Edition, or indeed if you maybe want to sell it off. Or if you haven't bought it at all, you might think you'll pick up the £10 deal, as that is still on. I checked that this morning. The £20 deal expired the day after it was on, so that was a good few days ago. So anyway, here's my first impressions. This is not a review. I've spent 2 to 4 hours on it. I'm just giving you my first impressions so you can see if you think you might like the game. First things first, graphically, the game is decent to good. It's not brilliant, it's not amazing, it's kinda mediocre, and especially having just come from playing The Last of Us, it's not going to blow your socks off. If I had to mark the graphics out of 10, I'd give it a respectable 7. Starting the game, you need to pick your character, of which you can choose a human, male or female, or a vaulted male or female. Not a huge variety there. There is quite a lot of customization you can do in terms of skin tone, hairstyle, tattoos, etc. Starting out, you all look pretty similar. I mean, there only is 4 variations, but once you start unlocking the armour and the helmets, etc., that's when you start to be able to look a little more unique. My first impressions of the gunplay were that it was fun and that the headshots felt nice and clean. Being a special arc hunter, you're implanted with a ego chip, which gives you special powers. The 4 powers you can choose are Cloak, or invisibility, Overcharge, which will power up your weapon, Decoy. If you've played any Halo game, you might be familiar with this. It produces a projection of yourself which attracts enemy fire, and finally Blur, which gives you a burst of speed. Now I've got to be honest, I was disappointed with the melee system in this game. I just felt it was a bit old fashioned and quite lame. I think I wanted to see some takedowns, some special moves, a bit like Sleeping Dogs, The Last of Us. I feel that they missed a trick by just having a standard melee. The melee system in the game just felt out of date to me. Another minor annoyance for me was the emote and greeting system. It seemed too cumbersome and took too long to be able to say something simple like hello, thank you, or follow me. I think this system had to be easier and quicker for it to be of any use. So if you are in a group, you really need to have comms, otherwise you don't really have a fantastic way of communicating with each other.
I never thought I'd see someone as dangerous as...
A quick summary of the basic gameplay. You would open your map, browse for a mission that you wanted to do, select it, hop on your vehicle, and away you go. In the game you can group together with another 3 friends. This seems like a great idea, but there was no way to set a group objective. So although there was 4 of us playing together, it didn't feel like we were working together towards a common goal. Once again, we would have been a bit screwed if we didn't have communications. For a game that is multiplayer only, I thought the group experience could have been a lot better. I would have much preferred it if the group leader could have selected a mission and set a waypoint for the whole group to know where we were going. There's quite a variety of missions. There's shooting galleries, races, challenges, arc falls. Quite often you will get sidetracked, like when I accidentally ran into this Volga roadblock. This leads me to another small criticism. There's no level above the enemy like they have in Borderlands, which indicates if you stand a chance or not, so you have no idea what level the enemy is until you start shooting at them. we had only just started this game and were pretty low ranked, so sometimes it is best to flee. I thought it was quite funny when the four of us were getting absolutely destroyed and we were all looking for someone to revive us. Luckily for us, these chaps turned up and saved the day, which in itself shows a good point of the game, as in people can jump in and help you, and I imagine that would be really cool if there was a big massive group of you running around together.
I never thought I'd see someone as dangerous as me.
A very quick description of the backstory. Vultans came to Earth as a form of migration as opposed to invasion. Humans and Vultans lived in harmony for a period before the differences between them resulted in friction and war, the War of Defiance. During the War of Defiance, the Vultans unleashed their terraforming technology, which changed the face of the planet and resulted in many forms of animals and plant life being extinct. However, the good old humans and Vultans got together and decided to stop the war and try to heal the world. Your character is an Ark Hunter working for Vonback Industries, and it's your job to try and recover alien technology that's dropped from space in an attempt to try and use this technology to help solve the world's problems. The Arkfalls can be challenging, but they are also where the fun happens. This is where you'll experience lots of players all coming together in one area to fight the enemy, everyone trying to get their own equipment and their own credits script. The sheer number of people all coming together, it felt good fun. With so many players in the one area, it could get a little bit glitchy, a little bit slowed down, and sometimes you weren't 100% sure who you were meant to be shooting, but not taking anything away from these Arkfall events because they are good fun. Occasionally you will get these major Arkfalls or major events taking place, and they're highlighted on the map with a big red circle, and there's several Arkfalls within. If you can, you really want to try and drop what you're doing and go to these events, as obviously with several Arkfalls all in one place, as well as earning lots of XP and script, which is the currency used in Defiance, if you survive to the end of the major Arkfall, you'll also be rewarded with an unlock of some sort. It's normally a piece of equipment or a weapon. Much like Borderlands, these weapons can vary greatly and can be quite bizarre. The Arkfall events in game are basically a place where there's going to be a lot of enemies to kill, a lot of XP to get, and a lot of alien technology and power-ups. So the more Arkfalls you go to, the quicker you'll level up, better weapons and alien technology you'll be able to scavenge. Now, all Arkfalls only last for a limited time, so you do have to be quite quick to get there. So as much as you should try and go to these events, consider the distance before you start travelling. As mentioned previously, these major Arkfall events contain 5 or so mini Arkfalls within them, the idea being that you complete one, jump in your vehicle and move to the next one. I'm not sure if you can see the timer on here, but these major events can last a good 20 or 30 minutes, and they do feel pretty epic.
They never stood a chance.
The major Arkfall events climax with a battle against a Hellion bug, which is basically a big boss battle. As much as I enjoyed going to these events and jumping from one Arkfall to the other, having played this for a good period, I only saw the one Hellion bug, so it did get a bit repetitive, and this makes me question the longevity of this game. So although when I played it I came away and thought to myself, I really enjoyed that, I'm not sure how long it will last you. Saying that, if you've got a huge backlog of games like me, maybe you don't want a game that's going to last you that long. I did play this on my own as well, and again I came away thinking I enjoyed it and thinking I would like to play that again. However, if there are indeed no other types of enemy boss, and if it is just the same thing over and over again, I'm sure after a good 10 hours or so I'll be getting to the board stage. Hopefully I'm wrong with that, and hopefully there is a greater variety out there in the game. If you've put quite a lot of time into this game, perhaps you can tell us below, is there a greater variety of end boss battle, or is it always a healing bug? And do the arc falls vary as you level up? As you can see, as I was involved in this major arcfall event and helped kill the healing bug, I was awarded with a weapon unlock. Looking at the menu, you can see the difference between the weapons and the different colours. I only managed to get the white and green ones, which are pretty basic, but it seems to be the same colour system as Borderlands, where you've got white, green, blue, purple and orange, where orange are the most unique. Well, hopefully you've seen enough in this first impressions video to determine if you think you'll like the game or not. My first impressions summary: the positive, the OST is pretty epic. There's good gunplay and variety of weapons from pistols to snipers. Can be enjoyed on your own or with friends. There is a huge selection of weapons and equipment to be earned and unlocked. It's quite a unique experience on a console anyway, and it's currently great value at £10 pre-owned. Check postabargain.co.uk for the current best deals. On the flip side, slight negatives: it's not really anything new graphically. I didn't like that you couldn't select group missions or waypoints, but perhaps this could be patched. There was occasional slowdown and glitches when there was a lot of players on screen at one time. There may be a lack of variety. This may limit the game's longevity. And finally, the melee and cover system in this game were pretty basic and old-fashioned. I'll try to include any relevant links in the description, but if you've got any questions or queries at all, just leave a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you liked this video and you'd like to see more, please subscribe, like and leave a comment. Also check out postabargain.co.uk and our forum, which is at postabargain.co.uk/forum.